Comrades, I am Admiral Andre. Welcome back to Geopolitical Simulator 4 with Cuba as the democratic rebels. Yes, it might seem surprising that we're back considering what happened in the last episode, but as I said there in the comments, I have a trick up my sleeve. Now, it might not be a very creative trick, and it's quite predictable, but hey, it's something, right? Also, I just want to say in the last video, YouTube did identify 2 segments of music that I was playing from Tropico 5 soundtrack. So obviously if you do see ads on that video, you'll know why. But I'm not doing that again today, so we'll just be listening to the generic soundtrack for this game, just on the lowest setting, audio setting. And yes, that's maybe not a terrible thing, because all day today while I was working I was listening to Cuban music, so I think I can use a break. But anyway, so here's the plan, comrades. I obviously just started a new game again, and everything is the same. We're still the rebels, I'm still Javier Chiles and so on. And of course we're back at January the 1st. Now how can I justify this? What is the story behind this? Well, it's the case of the suede shoes, if you remember in the last episode. In Santiago, in the rubble, they did find a mangled body with some suede shoes that I usually wear. They also had some DNA evidence there to say it really was me. But, of course, I used a decoy. I used one of the many soldiers that we killed, his body as a decoy, with, of course, some blood of mine. I'm sure I was shot a few times during the whole thing, so that's accounting for the DNA. And, of course, just my shoes. I have more. So, the whole thing also here now is we can imagine we don't just have the original 10,000 fighters. We had another 10,000 that we kept secret, that nobody knew about. And it's quite sensible because, of course, there's a lot of Cubans in the USA, and a lot of them are not really friends of the Castro regime. So we can imagine some of the US patriots were smuggled over in secret to Havana and the other cities. And that's where we have our second network, which the government, of course, could never anticipate. So in this case, I don't want to take any actions other than the usual type before the end of August, because that's when we apparently died in Santiago after the rebellion there. So in September, we'll be launching a full-scale attack on the capital, just so we can actually begin ruling this country, because we've seen now it's quite difficult to do it the hard way, and we did give it a good try. So let's just make it happen. Now, of course, first of all, I have to fund the securing of the network. I will put 10 million into that. We don't want any unforeseen events. The infiltration thing, again, nothing happened in the 8 months that we were playing before, so I'm wondering if we should even bother this time. But I will do another recruitment campaign. Let's put 20 million or 25 again, just like we did before. Or actually no, thematically it would make more sense if we didn't do that, because remember, this is a secret arm of the organization. So we're not going to do anything else, just the securing of the network, and of course the rockets. We still need those. Mercenaries, sure, we can also have some mercenaries in secret. See, you just have to keep clicking this. 32, that's fine. We'll just leave it there. Right, now I'm going to fast forward. Of course, I'm not going to do anything. We will just see what the government does. Of course, this will not match what happened last time, because there is a good degree of randomness in this game. But I'm not going to launch any protests or anything like that, because this is the secret arm of the organization. The other arm that died heroically in Santiago, they were the ones who instigated all the protests and all of that. So I'm just going to use the slow motion in fast forward speed. I'm not going to read the papers or anything. We'll just see what the laws are. And I'm not going to meet anyone this time. Didn't help much. So we just need to get to September. I could probably just skip the months, but I want to see what the government does, because we still need to reply to that when we're in power. Right, so the months are passing, and now if you want to see what's happening in this time, you just go back to episode 1, because that's what our public arm was doing. 90% popularity for the bugger, doing something else now. Value added tax. Maybe he's dropping it this time. Right, we're almost through 1 month. Just want to keep an eye on it. There it's dropped again a little. Some other legislation. We will look at the newspaper just before we actually start the attack. Wine tax, the bugger. Probably people don't like that. We haven't seen that yet. You cannot quash the indomitable spirit of the free Cuban people. No, it's still the same one. Right, the months are ticking by. Halfway through February. And he's dropped even further. Some other law. And there's a minimum retirement pension. Popular tension. That's interesting. I've never seen that before. Maybe it's interesting because the popular tension, you can imagine, was us in the other previous episodes stirring up all the trouble. So it fits quite nicely. Let's just see if there's anything else. Maybe it's because of some scandal and things like that. Happiness declines. We'll look at all this just before we take power. Just to see the latest news. Keep going. And newspaper again, 61% now. Saving data. True statesman establishes an impartial arbitrator between his ambition and the public interest. We're not gonna do that. What? Nonsense. And it's March now. Something teed off a lot of people. 14%. We didn't see anything. Maybe it's this tax on the... No, but this happens now. So that will probably bring it down even further. Anyway, he's up to his usual tricks. Making people angry, fomenting the revolution, of course. All those things. 50%. And just stop right there. Elimination. Luckily we allocated the necessary resources. So still the same kind of thing. You really have to take that seriously. So I'll double that to 20 million. So add another 10 million. It's fine. We still have hundreds of millions. Just to see what's going on. It's all international news. That's fine. Slow motion and full speed. Almost my birthday now, and still going. Long birthday. Now it's over. Wine tax again. Is he mad? Look at this. It's just angering people. I'm so tempted to just ask a few people to protest and all of that, but I'm not gonna bother this time because I know what we're gonna do. We're just gonna grab the capital. That's all. No real other choice in the case of Cuba, I'm afraid. And it's the end of March. It's April now, Fool's Day. He's very unpopular. Something else happened now. He's totally tanking. We'll see if he recovers again like he did in the previous episodes. Tax exonerations for donations to charitable organizations. Initiation of construction. I wonder what he's doing now. We saw last time he built a stadium, I think. Court limits. Carry on. Can't we just foment a little rebellion? Oh, I'm so tempted. No, we can't tip our hand to the enemy. We have to play our cards close to our chest because we've already been fomenting protests in the previous episodes. So really history only starts again in September. But still, this is important to just go through because we need to see what's happening. There is another boost for him. Cayman Islands can open up some bank accounts there. Right, end of April. Now it's May, so only 5 more months to go. Duration of school vacations, that can be very unpopular. But still, we don't see the effects of that. Unless he increased the vacation. Now bear in mind, we're going to have to fix all the damages this bugger and his dynasty has been doing to Cuba over the past few decades. So that's the challenge once we take power. Today I just want to actually do that and change. Oh, stop right there. What happened? He tanked totally. Well, he ticked off a lot of people there. Maybe this is when we started our rebellion in the previous episodes. Can't I instigate something? Well, does anybody even like us? We haven't been bothering with meetings. Here's somebody. Family committee again, just like last time. Just having a look. Maybe we can do that secretly, but what's the point? His popularity is at 0 anyway. He might be replaced soon, to be honest. There's another attack by government forces. I don't know if we should add more money. I like how the music actually changes when you're speeding up. Never noticed that before because I tend to play with it off. Yep, okay, this is a different history we're living in now, comrades. So Castro has been deposed and this young bugger Gerardo Zuquez has been put in his place. Now, of course, this does not match the previous history we lived through, but anyway, he still has a 0 popularity. Maybe we can still try fomenting some revolution. It's a parallel history, I suppose. Please protest, will you? Wrong track now, it's not gonna happen anyway. We'll see what the new leader does. Tax on industrial pollution, that might help him. Still 0. He might actually also be deposed soon. Okay, save. To govern is to cause discontentment. We'll have to deal with that in our own time. Regulate tourist visas. We're going to have to fix all this mess. %. Construction again. Helped a little. So this is why it's important to live through this alternative history before we actually do the uprising. Let me just also stop. We need another stock of rockets here and some more mercenaries that can accumulate in the background while we wait. So halfway through June and his popularity is slowly recovering again. Even more. We have to get rid of him before he wins the hearts and minds of the Cuban people. More laws. Let's just have a quick look. 4.8 million sympathizers. That's very high actually. I think we never quite got to that level before. Only 5 million sympathizers for the Communist Party. That's quite low. This deposing of Castro certainly made an impact without us having to do anything. Automatic radars, blah blah blah. Let's move on. Maybe I can still close that. Okay, it's July now. We're almost at our so-called death. Of course, we have to use our imagination. We had to be clever there. We knew we faced death. Of course, we sacrificed 10,000 troops in the failed attack on Santiago de Cuba, but still, we had to make other plans, backup plans in case. Actually, what I think we're going to do is we'll attack Havana, but we won't withdraw our troops there. Then I will also attack Santiago just to raid the bank. And then I'll withdraw the troops there and take the capital. Then at least we get lots of money for the party. Almost August. Right, they did another attempt.
We have identified and eliminated.
Okay, I think hopefully there shouldn't be another one of that before we take power. So he's up to 25% now, but we're still more popular. So in that sense, it makes also more thematic sense that we actually take over the country because we're more popular than the current leader. So it's a more successful endeavor then. Okay, it's August. I think it was August the 26th or the 28th that the game ended before. So I'll just wait for September. $25, don't go higher than me, please. Okay, it's the middle of the month. $19th. He's up to 28 now, but I think we can cut him off. On the 1st of September we take over this country. Or start at least. Right, so right now there's a major battle in Santiago. Of course we're not seeing it here. We saw it before. We lived through it before. Continue, not fast speed. Just skip to the next events. Right, that'll probably be the last newspaper, so we'll have a good look at that. Stop. With time, permanent armies should completely disappear. Well, that has not happened yet. Right, stop. So it is just before 8 AM on the 1st of September. I'm going to save the game here, and I'll be back with you in 1 second. Right, saved. Now, we take over. Of course, by this time, our faithful comrades have been massacred in Santiago, but we will remember them. And now I reveal the second part of my great plan to rule this country, and will execute this bugger, Gerardo. So that's it. I think we have enough rockets, enough mercenaries. We just attack. That's all that we're going to do now. Launch an uprising in Havana, confirm, and keep it paused. And quite a lot of troops there. Right, so now it's back to the action, comrades. Everyone in this square, please proceed to the military base. They'll probably send out a few of their tanks, but hopefully I can do to them what they did to us in Santiago and killed a lot of people inside the base at once. Then you lot, please capture that police station and massacre everyone inside. Capture the National Parliament and massacre everyone inside, and continue. The Battle of Havana has begun again, comrades. Right, tank and troops. Possibly 2 more tank divisions. So let's see if they can do it without taking too much damage, especially in a group like this. Come on. Stop. Now you lot again. Hit all of these tanks. I know the soldiers are probably going to start throwing grenades before then, but we just need to wipe these out. Come on, don't go closer for goodness sake. Alright, stop. You clearly need guidance. Kill every single stack here. Should be quite easy. We are 3,000 strong here. Or at least we were. That's the grenades. Next. That should be all. Just those 2. Come on, quickly! Alright, don't do that. Don't load your grenades. Just kill them traditionally. Alright, only 1,700 left. It's so costly. Now you're gonna fire all of your rockets at this building and you're gonna kill everyone inside at once. Several stacks of tanks. Don't go too close. Alright. Let's hope this happens before they mobilize. The end, and everyone is dead inside. That's a little overpowered, but that's the rule of the game, I guess. Now all of you lot go to the north and capture the TV station. I see they're bringing reinforcements now. A couple of 100 troops. Should not be a challenge, hopefully. Alright, you lot go to the square. 1 troop there, that's fine. So you lot go and raid the bank and the museum. Actually, we have no one in the hideouts right now, so we can't start an attack in Santiago again. I'll see if I can return a few to the hideouts. Go on, I said north. Then you lot return and kill those stacks. Actually, what I should do, depending on if they go south, they should go south. We'll use our rockets on them before they can fire their grenades. Okay, you lot are done. You're on your way to the bank to make a withdrawal, as it were. So that's like 400 troops. But if we have a look outside the city, you see there's no military base directly next door. It will take them a little bit of time to get reinforcements here, which is why it's better just to do it like this. Come on, I said your rockets, for goodness sake. You're literally letting them kill you. I know you're depressed because you lost a lot of your comrades in Santiago, but still. Alright, then you lot are gonna go to the... what's his name again? Gerardo, to his house and prepare to attack, but don't do it yet. I first want to see if we can get people to go to Santiago to make another withdrawal there. Right. How much did we get? We'll get the message now. $115 million. Not anything to Reject. Certainly a good thing. Maybe we should... No, we still have to go into the museum. Although we don't have to. I think I'm gonna do the good thing and not loot the museum. Because you can see on the minimap where the troops are. There are no troops in the museum. So I'm not gonna destroy the art and culture of Cuba. Not this time. Or at least not again. Right, I'll make a television speech again as per usual. And... you lot, can you flee? What happens if they flee? I'm gonna say flee. We'll see if we can reassign them to Santiago. Same story we saw before. Okay, they are gone. So they should be in the hideout. 46 mercenaries. Was that all of them? It sounds a little too low there. Are you a mercenary? I think you are. Flee as well. At least we can reassign the mercenaries to the other city. Okay, he's disappearing into the crowd. Right, so still 46. Okay, never mind that. So pause this and start an uprising in Santiago again. Now, of course, our comrades just died there, so the city will be kind of in ruins. The balance of power is really terrible this time. Of course, you can imagine how they've posted troops in the city to prevent any other trouble. But all I want is the bank. So you run for your life to get to that bank. We'll use this money to honor our fallen comrades who died in this very city only a few days ago. And there they come. Of course, we have to imagine they put gold and money back into the bank since we last looted it, which was only a few days ago. But anyway. Enemies of the people! Okay, get that bank. Get it, get it. Can't reassign anyone else. Right, we got another 54 million. And then you lot flee. Get out. Disappear.
No more men.
Right, that's it. So at least that was a success. Now we go back to Havana. And now, this is a mistake I made before in another experiment. Don't fire all your rockets at the bunker. We have to capture it. So all of these troops have to go into the residence of the president here. Or residence of the president. Loot this place. This will soon become my house.
Our men have started to move in. We are being met with fierce resistance, but we are gaining ground.
Okay. They're not gonna get reinforcements here in time. Kill them, traitors! They will serve this dictator to their last breath. Right, so now all you do is you select your troops and you left click on the bunker. Then you'll see this notification on the top, which is like a clock almost, to say how they're progressing with the capturing of the bunker. I bet the government didn't see this coming, that we had another 10,000 troops hidden away. Of course it makes sense because we have millions of supporters, so you can imagine that just another 10,000 of them rose up. Right, stop, just stop, just stop. We have one troop coming back. We got another 230 recruits. That's a good thing. Can we use them here? Yes, we can. We could have used them now in Santiago as well. So it's going to go quite slow, so I'll speed it up a little. We do have some company here. You lot, just stand around. Stop, for goodness sake. I didn't mean that literally. Get him. If someone is shooting at you, don't just stand there. Right, victory is almost at hand, comrades. Bring all our fierce and loyal warriors to the head of state's residence. All we have to do is take this to win. This newspaper is probably again just battles. Attack, putting together a refugee convoy. We'll have to deal with that when we take over. Happiness declines. You see, we're doing a good thing. Now, where are those refugees? 1.1 million, actually. I thought 100,000. 1.1 million are fleeing. So, first order of business is to fix the city so that they can move back. Right, we're all together. And on the 5th of September, by the evening, we are in charge of Cuba.
Victory! We have taken control of the city. There are no more enemy fighters on the streets. This changes the game. We are now a rebel army engaged in war.
Actually, we've bypassed the step of being a rebel army engaged in war, and we've just won. So actually, the 6th of September is going to be declared now our new national holiday or whatever. Of course not in the game, but we'll remember it amongst ourselves, comrades. So I'll say okay, and now here is the main message on this. This is the 5th still, so I guess our holiday will be the 5th then. In the name of my government and as chief of all Cuban armed forces, I officially inform you of our country's surrender. Our soldiers will hand over their weapons from now and submit themselves to your army's authority. Thank you.
The assault on the palace has ended. The enemy leader was massacred while he was hiding away in a jacuzzi. The power is in our hands.
There you go, comrades. It's in our hands. The enemy leader was massacred. I think you can still see him in the contacts list, so I don't know about that, but we imagine he was massacred. Right, new statute.
Insurrection movement is becoming a real armed force.
That's the same message we saw before, just to say we're becoming a real armed force. Now you'll see the country is still red, but all of the cities are blue. So it's only a day or two until we take power officially. All of the troops are returning to their bases. And I can't do anything else yet. So, we'll see when we take over. It should be a day or so. He's still up here, Gerardo, but he'll be gone soon. Where are you going? And there's the newspaper, the special issue. I'll take a F12 on that. We'll keep that for our souvenir. Saturday the 7th, end of the Cuban Democratic Action Cuba conflict. The Cuban armed forces have surrendered. 2 army chiefs, Victor's HQ, lasted nearly 6 days. Of course we know it lasted all of the months until now. And there's me giving a speech, a victory speech, so of course we'll listen to that.
Thank you, my friends. This is a victory for the people. Long live the revolution.
That's going to be the name of this video. Long live the revolution. Right, what was the death toll? Now, of course, this is only the death toll of this current week of fighting, not the whole thing. So we can imagine it was a lot more than that, including the 10,000 troops we lost before. Right, let me in, let me take power. I guess that makes sense. These troops we see leaving here, that's our mercenaries. We don't need them anymore. Come on, the clock is ticking.
It's official.
That's it.
The former rebel organization is now a legitimate party, serving the government.
Right, comrades, just pause immediately. We are now in charge of Cuba, so
We
first
arrested
order of
all
business.
former members of parliament as planned and replaced them with politicians from our party.
Good, so all of the former criminals have been arrested, all of the conspirators and traitors.
Now you are head of state and will need assistance. I've been here for a long time, and because I've worked with the previous leaderships, I am very familiar with how the various institutions work. It would be an honor for me to act as your advisor during your term in office.
Alright, so he's just going to become our new advisor, not the private secretary anymore. So, now what? I think first order of business, I'm going to save this again, comrades, so excuse me for one moment. Right, so now we're back again. It's the 8th of September, early in the morning, and now we have some real choices to make. We can see, first of all, okay, there's the notification taking of power and totalitarianism. I suppose that totalitarianism comes from taking power illegally, but what choice did we have? Come on now. And the other thing also is, I just want to have a look at our international relations. This is still our old relationships that we as an illegal organization had with the countries of the world. So you'll see Venezuela doesn't like us, Canada loves us, and so on. But very soon that's going to change back to how it was for the regime before we took power. And that's because even though we took over the government now, the government and the laws and all of that are still exactly the same as they were a few days ago, which makes sense. So we're still sort of an isolated government, and and also it's still kind of not democratic and all of that. So this is stuff we'll have to change incrementally now. So what's happening here? Troops go to a base, and you lot are leaving, so I need to rebuild the capital, maybe. Yes, so it's only going to cost $75,000 to rebuild, which is a lot cheaper than the cities in Afghanistan, which I've been playing on my own lately. So we'll rebuild that. Now the question is, how long will this take? 206 days. So obviously the refugees are just going to die now. They're just going to drift around on the ocean like we saw before, and they'll die. So obviously I need to create a refugee camp where they can wait while we rebuild the city, and that will be operational in 2 weeks. So we go to the army, construction, and refugee camp.
Responsible person is in place now.
Okay, first of all we have to assign all of our new cabinet members. And also this is a good time to show you our new party, because we're not just called the Cuban Democratic Forces anymore. We are now called the DRL, the Democratic Republican League. Of course, no association to the American Republicans, but anyway. So that's our new party, and our sympathizers I think we just keep from before, plus our budget. So we're never going to have to ask for money from a rich businessman, because we just looted it. Now, first of all, cabinet. I think our advisor will do that for us. Might be easier than just doing it manually. And you'll also see the people hate us here, but that changes in a day or two. So I think we'll just wait. Don't go too far, refugees. You're 1,100,000 Cubans. That's a significant proportion of our total population. Okay, they're coming back already. Right, pause again.
Your commitment
The National Family Committee likes us. This committed filmmaker also likes us. I have to remember that. Actually, I think I'll set a... Oh no, okay, she hates us. Decreasing your salary. Okay, didn't read the message properly. No news, it's weird. Obviously, with the handover of power, things will be a little strange for a while. Cabinet, if I have a look, can I see if they like me yet? Now they like me, you see, so it just takes a little while for things to settle. We're not used to being in government. Now, the first thing, actually, I'm just going to assign the army chief defense, just so we can get this going. So there's the chief of the army. I'm not going to mess with him. We'll take someone from our own party, one of our patriots who fought so bravely there in Havana. 41% popularity. Intermediary. Oh, this is the guy we could have chosen to play as well before. That's why he's an intermediary. Vicente de Lara. So he's going to be our new Minister of Defense. Confirm.
Considering the state of our relations, my vision is rather grim.
Okay, that's weird. State of our relations. Maybe it hasn't settled in yet. Let's find someone who really loves us. Well, they all love us, just not the top level. This doesn't matter so much because we don't really know anything about these people. Right, so I am going to pick Federico de la Baquez. He is going to be our new defense minister. And there he goes. So now at least I can put a refugee camp if I still have to, but I doubt that. No, they're just going straight to the city. Right, so I think in the next episode, I'm going to end it off here. It's been a lot of waiting to get into power. So in the next episode, we will actually start the business of government, and I will appoint the rest of my cabinet, unless the advisor does it for me. And then I will see you. So if you have any advice for our plan of action in the forthcoming months and years, please let me know. And yes, that's it. Thank you for watching, comrades. Have a fantastic day. I'm trying to make time every day now to record again. Otherwise, it's not going to happen. But it might not be every day, but at least regularly. So I'm going to focus on this game for a while longer. It's not going to work to jump around between games right now. But we will get back to Kerbal and all the other games as well. So just for now, let's see what we can do with Cuba. Have a great day, comrades, and thank you for helping to win the war.